Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another discussion video. This time I'm going to be talking about kind of a continuation, well, it's not really a continuation, but it's still on kind of like the topic of leveling. And in the last discussion video I talked about how maybe we should have much longer, more awesome quests instead of a whole bunch of really crappy short ones. And today I shall talk about maybe we should have kind of like a bonus experience for kill streaks kind of thing, much like Diablo 3 had. And that's the reason I'm saying this is because when I was playing Diablo 3, I would say probably the aspect of the game that I liked the most would be the kill streak. I loved walking into a room, killing just everything, and then getting bonus experience for doing just that. That was awesome, and it feels like it really pushes you to try and, push the envelope and try and go just a little bit faster. And sometimes you get nailed. Sometimes you're just going to straight up die, and it's going to take you a little bit longer. But sometimes, if you can judge yourself just right, you can pull off some incredible things, and it just feels like it makes the game so much more fun. I found it made the game more fun for me with the kill streaks, and I'm thinking, why shouldn't we have that in World of Warcraft? Now, obviously, it would have to be done quite differently, because this isn't Diablo 3, so, it's not going to be walk into a room and then kill just everything at once by yourself, because you're going to die. You should die. If you're not going to die from that, there's something wrong there. You should die from that. I mean, if you kill two mobs at the same time, that's not really what I'm talking about. In fact, pretty much, unless you're just godlike, the only way to really get the kind of kill streak I'm thinking of would be to turn World of Warcraft into an MMO. And you might say, World of Warcraft is an MMO, but not when you're questing, my friends. When you're questing, let's be honest, you're sitting there alone, and if there's someone else there, it feels like it makes the play experience worse, because now you have to compete with mobs, and it sucks. And World of Warcraft can say, oh, you guys should group up, as much as it wants, but why? You get, no bonus from grouping up, at all. Ever. Except for, when you're trying to kill, a big bad boss, and you need to get credit for it, and you don't have to wait for it to respawn, then you group up. The rest of the time, not so much, because grouping actually isn't something that is good for questing. It doesn't fit. WoW hasn't built itself properly to allow that, and I think that bonus experience of kill streaks and a lower focus on kind of having to collect things. So, for example, grouping up works nicely if you get quests that are go here and kill 10 things. Grouping up works excellently for that. Grouping up works terribly for go here and collect 10 apples, because then that guy's going to get 5 apples, you're going to get 5 apples, and neither of you has 10 apples, and everything is horrible in life. And you don't get to share your apples. You can't just hand them in, your 5 plus his 5, and both of you get the quest. That's not how it works. So I think maybe taking away from that, that's part of why grouping sucks. And I think if you took that away and focused a little bit more on killing things, I still hate the killing things quests. I really do. I still think that we should have much longer, more awesome, story-driven, really epic quests. I feel like we should have that, but I think that this, kind of like a bonus experience thing, might be really cool for doing the kill streaks. So let's kind of go into kind of like a more of an in-depth kind of thing of how I might want this to be done. Obviously, of course, please share your thoughts in the comments. I always read your comments, and yeah, I would love to know what you guys think about the bonus experience and about the other video with the longer quests and everything. Always let me know your thoughts. That's why it's a discussion video, so that I can say pretty much my point of view, and then you can tell me why that's wrong, or why that's right, or something completely and utterly different, and that's all good. Anyway, so moving on. The main thing I'm kind of thinking of here is more experienced players would then get higher rewards. There's no way that's not going to happen. If you know what you're doing, you can take on more, and you can kill more at a time. That's just how it's going to work. So if you've already played the game for a while, you'll get more out of it. And if you haven't played the game for a while, you'll still get some out of it, just not quite as much as the guy who's done this 3 times. You're just not going to be able to kind of know the stuff quite as well. And that's fine. I don't really see a problem with rewarding skill ever. I mean, I know some people might be like, no, you can't do it. That's elitist. It's really elitist. But I don't think so, especially because what I would really like to see with this is really, you could, as an experienced player, maybe get some nice kill streaks, but what I would really love to see is basically, you've got a quest zone, and 40 people are grouped up to just annihilate everything. That's what I would like to see to get those kill streaks. People just go there and they form up just insane groups, so that they can walk through, let's say you're leveling in Northrend, right? You want to level up in Northrend, you want to level up to level 80 or whatever, and move on to Cataclysm, we'll move on. Wouldn't it be really, really awesome if you were in Dragonblight and just 40 people walked through Dragonblight, killing basically armies of enemies, and they would have to respawn insanely quickly, because otherwise it would be 40 people epically twiddling their thumbs while they wait for the respawns to happen, because that would be terrible. No, you'd have to have insanely fast respawns, and then 40 people could walk through that and just, it would be awesome. How would that not be massively multiplayer? How would that not be one? I mean, instead of it being one guy killing one mob at a time, it would be like 40 people saying, guys, go kill things. And generally you don't get experience when you're in a raid group. Why not have that change for this, especially? I mean, you would get the insane amount of experience for the mobs, and maybe that would be shared to an extent. Not quite as much as it is now, because, to be honest, it's shared too much. If you have a multiplayer game, honestly, there should be perks to playing it in a multiplayer way. I mean, I tend to be quite a lone wolf myself, but even I think it should have more perks for grouping up, and having kill streaks on top of that, it would be insanely awesome. And I know that World of Warcraft definitely wants the leveling process to be slow. I don't think it wants it to be grindy so much. I think they probably just can't really be bothered to make it not grindy. And I know I feel like I'm hating on WoW so much these days. I still like you, WoW. You're awesome. You make a good game. But seriously, you suck at making quests. No offense. But yeah, you do. And that could be seriously improved. But really, it's just kind of like the thing of that would make people level faster. And maybe you could make it kind of take a little bit longer. But I think I would be quite happy if I had a much more fun experience, because I was walking through a zone with a bazillion other people to just annihilate everything, and maybe I level up like a teeny tiny bit faster. Like, even if it's a teeny tiny bit faster than if I was, leveling by myself, it would still be just so awesome. And there would need to be some kind of grouping feature so that people could actually really get into these groups, because otherwise what's the point of having this facility unless you can actually get like 40 people together. And from my time playing Rift, one of the features I loved most was the instant adventure feature. Basically what happens is, you queue up. Now there isn't like any of this kill streak stuff, that's just like my own idea. But you queue up in an instant adventure. You get teleported to some random place. You all get given a kill things quest, or a do this quest, but it gets shared across everyone in the group, right? And then you've got 40 people romping through a zone, annihilating everything. And it wasn't perfect. I'm not saying it is, because sometimes you would get teleported and you'd be so damn far away and you wouldn't get there in time, and that part wasn't cool. But being part of a massive, like, 40-man team that just goes through killing everything was so fun. I actually really enjoyed that. I have said before I don't like questing. Those quests in the instant adventure were no different from any of the quests that you do in WoW or in Rift. They were exactly the same kind of quests. In fact, some of them reminded me exactly of the quests you do in single player. It's just, you can do things in single player and have them be boring, and you can do things with an army of players and have them be awesome, because damn it, it was so cool. I think I would love that, and it would need to have some kind of instant queuing thing. It would just be freaking awesome. And it was also really good. It was a really good experience as well. Now, one of the problems with this, if the kill streak thing happened, right? One of the problems would be in dungeons, people trying to take on too much, and then they die, and then they get all pissy at all the other people in the group because, no, you should be able to heal me through 6 bazillion amounts of damage, even though I'm getting one shot every half a second, and you could not possibly get enough casts off within half a second, and you couldn't heal me through being one shot anyway. I'm still blaming you, you noob. You're the reason I'm not getting the experience. That would be one of the things that happens. But my answer to that being a problem would be that is already a problem, so who cares? We might as well just get the bonus experience, because that's already like an issue. People already do that, so why not just get like a little bit of extra experience anyway? I mean, come on. So, no system's going to be perfect. I personally think the kill streak thing would be something really cool. I've discussed it with a few other people. Some of them think that, it wouldn't really be that great, because, it might try and push people that aren't really that good. It might feel like they're getting pushed and forced into doing something that they're just simply cannot handle, and that I can understand. But personally, the thing I like about the kill streak is that it's also a very optional kind of thing. You don't have to go and do the kill streak. Like in Diablo 3, If you didn't want to try and get that kill streak, you just do it carefully. You don't have to. But if it is something you want to do, it's going to reward you for it. And I think that would be really, really cool. I loved the kill streak in Diablo 3, and I would like to see it in World of Warcraft, possibly, but even if we can't get that, I would still like the kind of instant adventure thing, because that was awesome. That was really a fun way to quest. And I talked about it in my previous episode, how I think that quests are really, really terrible. Those quests still sucked. Sorry, Rift, you're awesome, but those quests did kind of suck. But with 40 people doing them, they were actually cool. They were. If the quests were made more awesome on top of that, it would have been incredible. And it already was pretty awesome. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video. And please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think kill streaks would be a good idea? Maybe you think kill streaks would be a fripping horrible idea. Maybe you just like the idea of 40 people romping through a zone. Maybe you hate that. Maybe you think that is the worst idea in the history of ever. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, or on Facebook or Twitter. There are links in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching. Cheerio for now. That's it for this discussion video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then click that like button to let me know, and of course subscribe for more videos like this one. If you want to look at the discussion video about more epic quests, click the thumbnail on the left. And if you want some suggestions about what to do before Warlords of Draenor finally comes out, then click the thumbnail on the right. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you in future videos. Ciao for now.